How to get more customers for your business. Are you ready to start a business and have customers when you start? Or do you already have a business and you're looking for a way to get more customers? Well, as a successful entrepreneur, someone that makes millions of dollars a year in my business, I can tell you exactly how to get more customers and customers that you like. Let's go.
Noel. Yeah, she can fix that. If you gotta get it done, or you need to do it better, well, she can fix that. Yeah, she can fix that. Investment to get back, trying to get a big stack. She can fix that. Let's fix that.
I'm going to share with you a step-by-step process on how to get customers for your business without spending a lot of money. I'm going to share with you some secret ways on how to get customers for free. And I'm going to share with you hidden ways on how you set it up where you only find your ideal customers. So there are so many benefits to being a business owner. As a business owner, an entrepreneur, I can tell you that I get to own my time, and more importantly, I get to set my own income limits. These are important things about being an entrepreneur, because if you set your business up properly, it can provide you more income than you've ever desired. You can own your own time where you're not working for someone else and working too many hours. And more importantly, you can work with people that you want to work with. There is a way to advertise and market your business where you only attract your ideal customers to you. So many times as business owners, we know about the money and we know about owning our time, but we're often afraid that we're going to have to work for people that we don't like, or we're going to have to work with people that drive us crazy, and we're going to be beholden to these people. They're going to drive us crazy, but we're going to need to do it for money. And that's not true. Having a business and being an entrepreneur is just like being an employee. You get to pick and choose. You don't have to work for any company. Just the same, you don't have to have any customer or client come into your business. You can start getting more customers, tons of customers, where you create all of the income that you want, and you can only work with the people that you choose. It's easy to get more business. It's easy to get lots of business without spending very much money. And it is very easy to set up your advertising so that you only attract to you the people that you want. Let's get into that. So when it comes to adding customers to your business, you have to be very deliberate. Let me quickly tell you about how I started and how I started getting customers that I like, and how I did it all wrong and ended up with customers that I did not like. So my life right now, I have multiple streams of income. Of course, real estate, rental properties, Airbnbs, they are my core stream of income. I've been doing real estate for more than 15 years. I absolutely love it, and it is truly the reason why I am a millionaire. But how I became a multi-millionaire is by adding multiple streams of income, taking that core stream of income, that real estate, and then adding complementary businesses to it. For example, I was doing real estate. I started doing wholesaling, and then I started doing fixing and flipping, and then I started doing rental properties, and then I started doing tours of my fix and flips and tours of my rental properties so that I could show people and teach people what I knew and what I was doing. I realized that HGTV and all of these fix and flip shows were not showing people how you truly fix and flip a home and how you really do it. And people wanted real information, not just some numbers thrown on a screen. They really wanted to see how much it cost you. So this became a need in the marketplace, and where I brought a ton of value. People were literally paying me $500 for one day to come on a tour of my properties and for me to break down how I got them. I started doing this, and in one weekend, I was making $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 just by sharing my knowledge. Then I started writing books, podcasts, YouTube, other things, speaking on other people's stages and speaking and going around speaking. And I've added so many streams of income, affiliate income, different businesses that are related to mine. I send them business, they send me business. So again, once you get started, you can create so many streams of income. In fact, I have more than 10 streams of income for most of my businesses. And that's why my businesses are very successful, and I don't have to do a lot. So the point to this is that it can be done. You can end up with more customers than you've ever desired, but you have to be very deliberate in how you set it up. You start with your one core business. You figure that out. What type of people do you like working with? I realized I liked real estate, and I liked working with people that were behind on their mortgage payments. It was something that happened to me. I had been through foreclosure, and I could relate to those people that were in that process before they actually went to foreclosure. and I could help grab those properties from them so that I created value for myself getting rental properties and I saved them from going into foreclosure. It was a total win-win situation. I was able to find them by speaking their language. Let me tell you how I did that part. So when it comes to getting customers, more customers for your business, you're going to want to give first, okay? This is where it's really important. If you start with a give first model, you will make a ton of money and you will end up with ideal clients. Let me explain to you. So one of the things that we did, besides just putting out signs like, hey, are you behind on your mortgage payments? Or hey, do you want to avoid foreclosures? Is we started educating people, telling people what happened during the foreclosure process, giving them ways that they could avoid foreclosure, not just us, but other ways that could be avoiding. I help people through the modification process. I help people learn how they could sell their home without a realtor, different ways to help them. Now, some of the times they didn't want all of the different ways. I gave them tons of different ways. I actually made a free report that gave you 7 ways to sell your house without a realtor, because this was very valuable to someone that's already behind on their mortgage payments and needs to do repairs and doesn't have a lot of equity in the home and things like that. And so I'm giving them all of these different ways absolutely free. And this is how I was able to start pulling in customers that I wanted to work with. Many of them would call and ask for more information, or they would tell me they enjoyed that little checklist. And I got their email address when they got that checklist. So I would say, hey, do you want a checklist on 7 free ways to sell your house quickly without using a realtor? Of course, people that are behind on their mortgage payments, they're interested. They give me their email. Bam, I have their information. I give them that report. I've helped them. And now I have this whole database of people that I can choose from. And this is how you start to pick out your ideal clients. Give first. You can do freebies. You can do newsletters. You can do events. You can speak. You can do little workshops. Give first. That is the model. Give free samples. Why do you think they do that at Costco? They need to pull people in. Give first. That is how you will get more paying customers. So after you have given first and you've given out samples, you need to start triggering that law of reciprocity. So one of the reasons why you give first is because it will trigger the law of reciprocity. People often want to give back when they receive something. You ever notice that? People don't like getting something for free. They feel like they owe you. Well, this is a good thing in business. You want people to feel like you brought them value and that they owe you in some way. So now you can start making offers. Now that you have given them that checklist, hey, sign up for a free call, or hey, get my book, or hey, can I come by for an appointment, or hey, do you want me to come see your property, or whatever it is that you do. Now that you have their information and you've given them something of value for free, you trigger that law of reciprocity and you can make an offer to them. This is where the money is, okay, guys? And as people start to take your offers, those will be your ideal clients, the people that you want to work with. So don't just go for anyone. Start to think with your freebie that you're giving out, who is it that you want to pull in? Are you wanting this type of customer or that kind of customer? Be very deliberate and make your offer around what your ideal customer would want. Let me say that again. Make your offer around what your ideal customer would want. So for example, I was selling real estate and I was needing to do wholesaling. I had bad credit and multiple foreclosures and everything else when we started. So I was just trying to get the person to sign the contract with me, and then I was going to flip that contract to an investor for more money. What kind of offer could I make them? Well, of course, I was offering to close their home quickly. I was offering where they didn't have to do any repairs. And we even had a relocation package where we would give them some of the money where they could move to a more inexpensive place. Because a lot of times they couldn't afford the home that they were in and they needed to move somewhere less expensive. So one of the things that we offered with our deal is that we helped you find somewhere cheaper than where you currently were. Again, think of your ideal customer. Who would you like to help and how could you help them? Make an offer that fits your ideal client and what it is that you do. This is key, and this is a very easy way to get more customers in your business. As a bonus tip, because I just love giving and I have to tell you this, another simple thing that you can do to get more customers, and what you must do is you must market your business. So many people just do not spend any money telling people what it is that they do. You can market your business absolutely free on social media. If you are a business person of any sort, you should have social media. Now, take it from someone that used to hate social media, an absolute idiot when it came to social media. That was me. In fact, I tell people I was rich before I ever showed up on YouTube, which is probably why I just started giving so much information, is because I had money already. But YouTube and social media, LinkedIn and Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and all of these different social medias are ad agencies, okay? This is where you can advertise your business, where you can show people what you're doing. Instead of posting pictures about your lunch or your breakfast, you should post what you're doing through the day, how you bring value, put pictures of offers, and start getting people that you know to come to your business. Either they come themselves or they refer customers to your business. But use social media for what it is designed for. It is not for you to post about your kids and your dog. You really could get a ton of customers from social media absolutely free. In fact, I made an entire video where I teach you how to get a ton of business from Instagram from the person that helped me grow my Instagram. Make sure you watch that video on YouTube. It's absolutely free. We teach you everything because social media is such a powerful tool for businesses. You can use them absolutely free. Now that's one. Additionally, you want to market your business both online and offline. I don't care if you're just an online business. You should be having marketing offline. You should have letters or billboards or flyers or things offline that you hand out physically to tell people about your business. Even if you are a physical business, you should market online. You should be marketing your business both online and offline. That is the key to getting more customers. Do not focus on just one or the other. You must do both. It's super easy, and in many cases, it's absolutely free. If you want to learn more, I have created an entire training that I'm giving to you absolutely free. Go to noellsfreetraining.com. That's Noelle, Noelle with an S, noellsfreetraining.com. I've created an entire course, just a little bit too long to put up here, where I teach you my exact formula for investing in real estate without using cash or credit. It is what I did to get out of my parents' basement and into multimillionaire status. I just want to make sure that you have all of the trainings, all of the resources, and all of the knowledge that you need to be successful. This is Noelle. To your success.